Hi guys, it's Joe Tommaso from the 15 Minutes With podcast. Our show is geared toward helping to keep not only teens but people in general out of our jails and prisons. Our show is unique in the fact that we use real inmates throughout the country and they explain not only about the cases that caused their incarceration, but why it's so important for people to stay out of prison and remain free. Speaking of free, have you heard about the newest and best way to put your podcast out there for the world to hear? Let me tell you about Anchor. Anchor is the easiest way to produce and distribute your ideas, your podcast, and the best part, it's free. There's even a creation tool that allows you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. Anchor will even distribute your podcast for you so people can hear it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many other listening platforms. You can even make money from your podcast, and there are no minimal amount of listeners required. Anchor is everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So what are you waiting for? Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm and get started.
Hi everyone, welcome to this edition of 15 Minutes With. 15 Minutes With interviews prison inmates across the country for various reasons. The most important ones are to find out what caused the person to commit their crime, to see if the person who committed the crime is truly remorseful, and to take what happened and try to use that as an example to people so people will not offend and will not wind up in jail or prison. We ask our listeners not only to donate, but if they have any comments or suggestions to reach out to us via email or snail mail, and we will try to get those questions answered. That is the subject of this show. Our listener Deborah watched the Cheshire Murders documentary and had some questions for Stephen Hayes. Hayes is serving his time in Pennsylvania due to security reasons, as is Joshua Komarzarjevsky. They are at two different prisons and are not in contact with each other. Hayes has come out as being transgender and has in fact been diagnosed with gender dysphoria and is currently receiving treatment for that. During this interview, you will hear me refer to Hayes as both Stephen as well as her preferred name of choice, Linda. If you'd like to see this show continue and would like to see it get better and more frequent, please donate to paypal.me/Joe Tommaso. Again, that's paypal.me/JoeTomaso. If you have any comments or suggestions or would like to see us interview someone, please contact via email at insidetherazorwire@gmail.com. Again, that's insidetherazorwire@gmail.com. Or you can snail mail us at P.O. Box 162, West Haven, Connecticut 06516. And now, here are Deborah's questions and the answers given.
To accept this free call, press 1. To refuse this free call, thank you for using Securus. You may start the conversation now.
Hey, good afternoon. I want to get right into the interview today, and we can go into it. Obviously, as you know, this is Joe Tommaso. You're listening to 15 Minutes With me on the phone is Stephen Hayes. Stephen, you may recall, was involved in the Cheshire homicides of the Pettit family back in the early 2000s. We do, in fact, encourage our listeners, if they have any questions, comments, etc., for the participants, they are more than welcome to call in and ask those questions, and if we can, we will relay, and then we will, get the answers to their questions. So we had a woman by the name of Deborah, and what she wrote us was, "Hi there, I've watched the Cheshire Murders documentary, I've listened to Joshua's interrogations, and I've also listened to the 15-minute segments with Stephen Hayes. There's a few issues that linger in my mind." And what she says is that Steve takes, credibly addresses what happens, during everything. However, the aspect of the case that bothers her the most is the fact that nobody will take responsibility for the two girls being upstairs. And why didn't Stephen go upstairs? I mean, we had previously talked in addition, and Steve had gone through everything as to what happened and stated that, Josh, when he came back from the bank, Josh had told him that both of the girls were deceased and that he had to kill them. So, Stephen, I'm going to turn this over to you at this point. She asked about the gas, the smell of gas, etc. So, why don't you tell everybody, why didn't you go upstairs? Why, didn't you check?
Okay. Well, thank you for giving me the opportunity to do this. I do want to start with that. I am a transgender, so I go by either Miss S. Hayes or Linda May at this point. And in regard to what you're saying, I do take credit or responsibility for the girl. I mean, I should have done something. And it's been something that has bothered me since this whole thing began many, many years ago. I've been through a lot of therapy with doctors trying to figure this out. Yes, Josh did tell me that they were dead. I did not go up there because at that time I didn't want to see dead children.
Right.
I was prepared to go out and get high. That's really all I was thinking about, and I really didn't want to see something like that and then go and just start partying. And as a result, they are dead. Had I gone up there, it never would have happened like that. And there was a comment made that, well, obviously, if I was in that situation, I would have been screaming after smelling the gas. And this isn't something that can be gone at logically because there was...
This is a call from Pennsylvania State Correctional Institution, Benner. This call is subject to recording and monitoring.
When I did pour the gas downstairs, there was absolutely no noise in that house except for the chinchilla was making its little bit of racket in a cage right in the sunroom. I had gone over this with my doctors on many times, just wondered if maybe I repressed it. And they, my memories are very clear of that time, and they believe that it was just terror that caused them to be quiet. And that's where a lot of my stuff comes from today, because I can imagine that terror, and I have to take responsibility for that, because I should have done something. I should have gone up there. I should have verified, and just wanting to go out and get high, just, it doesn't work as an excuse for me anymore.
Right.
That's what it was an excuse.
Now, she had also asked, is it possible that you didn't hear either of the kids screaming? I mean, is that a possibility, or did they not scream?
Like I said, I remember the chinchilla. I remember the dead quiet, and that's pretty much what convinced me, that there was, in fact, exactly as Josh had said it was.
So you were basing your entire knowledge as to the two girls being alive or deceased based on what Josh told you, and that alone.
Yeah, that and the fact that I didn't hear anything.
Okay, now the other thing that she had brought...
Pennsylvania State Correctional Institution, Benner. This call is subject to recording and monitoring.
She also wanted to know, I didn't know anything about this, but she brought it to my attention, that supposedly somebody gave the police a false name. Can you, clarify that?
Yeah, that's been something that, they had me on the ground. He asked me my name. I was handcuffed. I told him who I was, and somehow it got into the police report that I gave him a different name, which really doesn't make any sense because my wallet was in my pocket. Right. I mean, you can't give somebody a false name when you're in handcuffs, and you know that your wallet has your driver's license and picture on it. So I think it was just, he misunderstood because of, all the excitement. This happened as soon as I was pulled out of the ground. I was on the car. I was handcuffed. There were guns everywhere. There was an accident. There was smoke. I mean, like I said, there was a lot going on. I didn't give him a false name. I told him who I was, and I just think maybe he misheard me wrong.
Okay. The other thing is too. I'm looking over the email again, and she actually brings something up as to you not bringing anything up regarding Jennifer and her murder. And if I remember correctly, during the segments, there was like 6 of them where you went over everything that happened from pretty much from start to finish. You did, in fact, bring up what happened with Jennifer, or am I missing that?
Yes, no, I did. I covered that in detail. Like I said, I own that too. I mean, that's why I'm not going back to trial. That's why I'm not challenging anything, because I may not be guilty of everything, but I was a participant, and had I not been there, things would not have happened. Mm-hmm. I mean, I can only own my behavior, but I also have to be a co-owner of all of it because I was there.
Right. The other thing also, she says that you yourself and the attorneys had mentioned you having nightmares about the fire, and that clearly you became fixated on that part. But what I'm looking at as well is they're saying that you don't have any bad thoughts or haunting thoughts about anything else that happened. Can you clarify that?
Yeah. No, the nightmares were about all of it. But also especially about the fire, because a lot of times my defense team, they had made the whole defense, and even the medical examiner said that they had died by smoke inhalation, mm-hmm. which I guess is technically true. But I know for a fact, because I've seen the photographs, that Haley had walked through the flames.
Right.
And that means if she was tied to the bed, that she had to actually burn through the ties, get up, and walk, which means she had to have been alive.
Right. So Josh lied. She tried to get out of the house, but she was unable to make it.
No, like I said, the photographs show that she died in the hallway.
Okay.
And the photographs of the younger girl showed that she was, I guess, off the bed, and that still haunts me to this day, because I could have stopped that, and I didn't. Because I believe Josh, and I still have. That's like one of the primary triggers for the nightmares. But it's all of it. Like I said, I never should have been involved in any of that.
So let me ask you, if you had a chance to confront Josh about him lying to you about what happened with the girls, would you confront him? In addition to that, what would you say? But more importantly, over everything that happened, what would you say to him about everything that went down with this?
I can answer that, because it's not going to happen, but I would kill him. I just, what he did, has put a mark on me and my family and everybody. I mean, I would have been okay with being in prison for the kidnapping, the home invasion, the robbery. Mm-hmm. And like I said, I signed on for that. And going down for that, I accept that. And if we got caught for that, that's fine. But this other stuff, the way the thing happened, I didn't sign on for that. And there's nothing to say, because he won't own his responsibility there.
Right. I mean, he's still, as far as I know to this day, trying to challenge the findings of a jury and saying that the pre-trial media attention, gave him a bad rap and all this other thing. Deborah also asked some questions, because you had brought up, your family and everything. Do you maintain any kind of relationship with any of your family members anymore?
No, I do not. And a lot of that was my choice. Mm-hmm. It was actually a mutual. Mm-hmm. There were some family members I didn't get along with, but also, I want them to have a life independent from this. Mm-hmm. And so, no, I don't.
Okay, and she had also asked, her exact question was, I have this question about his family. Does he still have a relationship with any of them? And she also wants to know if it's other things to do with the actual committance of the crime, if that's why you're breaking, you broke off everything, like you didn't want them to know anything or everything. Is that, accurate or not?
They know everything. Like I said, I had some long, detailed conversations that had conversations with my defense team.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I don't want to taint their life with this.
Right.
They have enough on their plate. I also want to add, because I'm not sure how much time we have, that people could write me directly in relation to anything here as well as the phone, and I do also want to, if you can set up a video, a visit, we can do that as well. That would be a lot easier here than we have more time.
Right, we've been actually trying to set that video visit up for a while. I think it's partially because of COVID and partially because of some things that are going on with the prison, that we have been unable to get that going. But that is something that we are looking at doing and have made several attempts. I may actually reach out this week to SCI Benner, because you were moved. You were at SCI Green, now you're at Benner, and see if we have any luck with them over SCI Green.
I've been told that with almost assurance that there would be a difference.
Okay. So, is there anything else that you might want to, tell anybody in regards to everything that happened? And there's something else too. She had brought up the fact of, has anything changed with you that, because originally you had said that the guilt had made you want to die, and she's asking
1 minute left.
She's asking if that has lessened, or have you relieved yourself of any of the guilt, etc.
I'll never relieve myself of the guilt. That has changed significantly because of being transgender.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, there's a lot more to it, and I would like to get into it, but we just got the 1 minute thing.
Yeah.
We're about to get cut off. I would like to pick up on this some more.
Okay.
Like I said, if you can set up the video visit, we would have like 45 minutes.
Okay.
If not, I'll definitely call back, and like I said, I'll answer all questions. But to sum it up, I'd like to say that I'm sorry to the family.
Mm-hmm.
I wish there was something I could do to change it. And all I'm going to do is everything I can to make sure it doesn't happen to anybody.
Okay. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you for listening to 15 Minutes With. I hope you've enjoyed this edition. If you have enjoyed this edition of 15 Minutes With, please hit the like and the subscribe button. You can also help me keep this show going and watch it get better by donating to paypal.me/Joe Tomaso. That address again is paypal.me/JoeTomaso. 15 Minutes With is constantly looking for new content to upload and new people to interview. If you would like to share your story, or if there's someone you would like to see us interview, please email us at insidetherazorwire@gmail.com. That email address again is insidetherazorwire@gmail.com. Last but not least, again, if you like to support this channel, please subscribe and hit the like button. Until next time, we'll be seeing you